If something were to prevent you from doing your laundry on Saturday at 8:15, you might find it unpleasant. You have fun with your new best buddy?
Hey, it's your fault your dad likes me. You dated idiots your whole life.
Why don't we leave that for future generations to decide?
Remember Penny from The Big Bang Theory? The girl next door who made the world laugh? Well, the golden girl of sitcoms, Kaley Cuoco, has a story that's nothing like the one you saw on TV. Behind that sparkling smile was heartbreak, pain, and a fight for survival no script could ever capture. From 2 broken marriages to a terrifying accident that nearly took her leg, Kay's real life has been a roller coaster of loss, love, and rebirth. But today, she's almost unrecognizable. Not just in how she looks, but in who she's become. Stay with us, because once you hear what happened after The Big Bang Theory, you'll never see her the same way again. Kaley Christine Cuoco was born on November 30th, 1985, in Camarillo, California. Her father, Gary Carmine Cuoco, worked in real estate. Her mother, Lane Ann, was a homemaker. It was a simple, loving childhood. No drama, no fame, just quiet dreams, and a little girl who refused to disappoint anyone. At just 6 years old, Kay appeared in her first Barbie commercial, marking the beginning of a journey that would one day make her one of the most recognizable faces on television. She was also a gifted tennis player, ranked among the top amateurs in Southern California before she turned 16. But acting slowly took over her world. Her days were spent juggling scripts, auditions, and tennis practice until one day she put down the racket and devoted herself completely to performing. "I grew up on set," she once said. "It was like my second home, a home made of scripts and cameras." Her early years were a blur of small roles and long hours. She appeared in Virtuosity, 1995, Picture Perfect, 1997, and Ellen, gradually building her resume one scene at a time. By the early 2000s, she was cast as Bridget Hennessy in 8 Simple Rules for Dating My Teenage Daughter, her first major breakthrough. That show wasn't just work, it was family. And at the center of it stood John Ritter, the on-screen father who became her real-life mentor. John taught her the kind of kindness Hollywood often forgets. "He was the dad I didn't know I needed," Kay said. But in September 2003, tragedy struck. John collapsed suddenly on set and passed away from an aortic dissection. The loss shattered her. His chair on set sat empty, his coffee untouched, and the laughter never sounded the same again. For weeks, Kay couldn't walk onto the stage without feeling the weight of his absence. "He was the heartbeat of everything," she said softly. But even in grief, he left her with a lesson. Greatness isn't about fame, it's about kindness when no one's watching. After the show ended, Kay joined the cast of Charmed, playing Billie Jenkins, a role that gave her new life and confidence. Still, the real turning point came when she walked into an audition room for a little-known sitcom about a group of scientists and their neighbor. At first, the role went to someone else, but a year later, fate called her back. The character's name was Penny, and the show was The Big Bang Theory. When the cameras rolled, something magical happened. Her chemistry with Jim Parsons, Johnny Galecki, Simon Helberg, and Kunal Nayar lit up every scene. Penny wasn't just the pretty girl next door. She was warmth, humor, imperfection, and heart. She became the emotional bridge between intellect and humanity, turning a show about science into a show about connection. By 2014, The Big Bang Theory had become one of the most watched shows in the world. Kay earned $1 million per episode, becoming one of television's highest-paid actresses. Awards followed, fame exploded, but the weight of perfection was crushing. The laughter was real, she said, but so was the fatigue. Then, in 2010, her life changed in an instant. During a horse riding session, her horse spooked. She fell violently, shattering both bones in her leg. Doctors warned she might lose it. "I remember looking down and thinking, that can't be my leg," she recalled. After surgeries and metal rods, she returned to set just 6 weeks later, defiant and unbroken. She called the scar on her leg "badass," a reminder that pain can break your body, but not your spirit. Kay married professional tennis player Ryan Sweeting in 2013. Their whirlwind romance seemed like a fairy tale. Wedding lights, laughter, and promises. But behind the smiles, Ryan struggled with injuries and career disappointments. The more she tried to save him, the more their marriage crumbled. Every day felt like trying to keep someone from drowning, she confessed. In 2015, the marriage ended. She covered their wedding tattoo with a moth. Not to erase it, she said, but to remind myself that I survived. Then came Kaley Cuoco, the quiet, kind-hearted son of a billionaire. Their shared love for horses drew them together, and in 2018, they married on his family's ranch in San Diego. It seemed perfect, two souls at peace. But over time, love turned into distance. We didn't fight, she said. We just stopped showing up at the same time. In 2021, they announced their separation. We love each other, their statement read, but our paths have taken us in different directions. For a while, she swore she'd never marry again. I believe in love, she said, but not in marriage. Yet fate had one more surprise. In April 2022, at a Hollywood event she didn't even want to attend, she met actor Tom Pelphrey. It felt like remembering, she said. He didn't try to impress me. He just saw me. Their love grew quietly. Hikes, dinners, laughter. And by October, they were expecting a child. In March 2023, Kay gave birth to her daughter, Matilda Carmine Ritchie Pelphrey. When I held her, the world went quiet, she said. It was like meeting the person who'd been missing all along. Motherhood changed everything. The sleepless nights, the messy mornings, it all became sacred. I lose a little of myself, she smiled. And then I find someone new. She slowed down her work, turning to voice acting and production, roles that allowed her to stay home. Her production company, yes, Norman Productions, named after her beloved dog, became her creative anchor. Through it, she produced and starred in The Flight Attendant, earning Emmy and Golden Globe nominations. She also voiced Harley Quinn, showing a fierce, rebellious side audiences had never seen before. Her later projects, like Based on a True Story and Role Play, 2024, proved that Kaley Cuoco was no longer just Penny from next door. She had evolved far beyond the sitcom spotlight, into a powerhouse actress, producer, and mother rewriting her own destiny. Through her company, yes, Norman Productions, she took control of her career, creating stories that reflected depth, courage, and raw humanity. Every role she chose carried pieces of her own journey. Strength after heartbreak, grace after chaos, and the power of starting again. Outside the screen, Kay built a life rooted in purpose and peace. She lives with Tom Pelphrey and their daughter Matilda in Hidden Hills, California, on a breathtaking ranch bathed in golden sunlight. Friends affectionately call it the Cuoco Ark. Dogs, horses, goats, and even a rescued pig roam freely across the land. It's not chaos, she laughs, it's joy. For her, happiness now comes not from flashing cameras, but from muddy paws, warm mornings, and laughter echoing through open fields. Her compassion extends far beyond her home. Kay is a devoted supporter of PawWorks and the Humane Society, donating generously to animal rescue and adoption causes. She has quietly helped build shelters, fund surgeries, and create homes for abandoned pets. Proof that her heart is as radiant as her talent. As of 2025, Kay's net worth is estimated at $110 million, but wealth is no longer how she measures success. Peace stopped being a dream, she says. It became my choice. Today, at 40, she stands not as a sitcom star, but as a woman who turned her scars into sunlight. The girl who once chased fame now finds joy in morning giggles, the scent of coffee, and her daughter's tiny hand in hers. Her laughter is softer now, but more real than ever. Because Kaley Cuoco didn't just survive Hollywood. She transcended it. She turned heartbreak into hope, failure into faith, and pain into undeniable proof that resilience can be beautiful. If you ever smiled because of Penny, or found comfort in Kaley Cuoco's laughter, leave a heart, hit like, and share her story. Because legends don't just live on screen, they live in every heart they've touched, and in the courage to begin again. Thanks for watching.